When you try to predict what Alysa Liu will wear to the next event, you will be wrong. Every single time. And the 52nd Annual American Music Awards on May 25, 2026 at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada, is the most perfect evidence of that yet. The iHeartRadio Awards in March, she wore a fitted black gown with a halter neckline and an asymmetrical hemline. Elegant, contemporary, fashion-forward in a way that read as someone who had found her red carpet voice. The Met Gala in May, she wore a custom strapless burgundy Louis Vuitton gown with ruffled layers, Pasquale Bruni jewels, glamorous and precise and exactly right for the most prestigious red carpet in the world. And then came the AMAs. And Alysa Liu walked onto the red carpet at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas in head-to-toe custom chrome hearts. All black. All leather. All silver. All completely unexpected from a figure skater who 3 months ago most of America had never heard of. The look. A cropped leather bolero with leather studs on the cuffs paired with a sleek column-fit leather dress featuring a dramatic slit to the thigh. Signature chrome hearts, silver cross pendants layered over multi-level silver link chains layered over Gothic rings stacked on every finger with a wallet chain around the hip completing the picture. Dark. Punk. Gothic. The kind of outfit that belongs at a rock concert or a Chrome Hearts flagship opening or a late night in a city that never sleeps. It belonged at the AMAs. On Alysa Liu. In Las Vegas. And the fashion world knew it immediately. Hypebeast published a full-fit check. E! News posted the video of her arrival with the caption "Alysa Liu deserves gold for this look." The big lead called her appearance stunning. And the fashion outlet that covers Chrome Hearts specifically wrote that the look was a textbook example of contemporary Gothic opulence, calling it bold and authentic and reflecting the brand's raw and rebellious style. Raw and rebellious. About a figure skater. That is where we are in May 2026. But the Chrome Hearts was not even the most talked about element of the look. Because Alysa Liu arrived at the AMAs with something on her face that nobody had seen before. A bridge piercing. A spiky silver barbell sitting across the bridge of her nose, framing either side of the upper bridge, catching the light with every movement. Clean. Precise. Extremely visible. And extremely unexpected. For context on the piercing conversation that followed, here is the Alysa Liu piercing history that makes this moment make sense. She has a frenulum piercing, the small hoop that sits on the inside of the upper lip and shows as a small flash of metal when she smiles. It has been one of her most recognizable aesthetic details since the Olympics. Fans spent hours after the Milan medal ceremony trying to identify what the small thing on her teeth was in the celebration clips. It became shorthand for her specific aesthetic identity. A skater with a smiley piercing. Unexpected. Completely hers. She did that one herself. She said so in the Vanity Fair GRWM video. She has said she wants to get licensed as a professional body piercer in Oakland. She is genuinely invested in the art form. And then she walked the AMA red carpet with a bridge piercing. The Triangle of Death piercing, named for the specific complexity of healing a bridge placement successfully, sitting on the nose of the most famous figure skater in America at a major awards show. The internet immediately divided into two factions that remained divided for the full 48 hours after the show. Faction 1 said it was real. That it was consistent with her aesthetic trajectory. That the frenulum piercing and the self-piercing ambitions and the Chrome Hearts outfit all point to someone who is genuinely building toward a specific aesthetic identity that includes progressive body modification. That the bridge piercing was the natural next step. Faction 2 pointed out that 2 days before the AMAs she had posted photos on Instagram with no nose jewelry visible. That bridge piercings require healing time that would have been visible earlier. That the specific placement looked exactly like a high-quality bridge piercing stud that could be worn without permanent piercing. That it might be a clip-on or a non-piercing stud placed for the look specifically. W Magazine weighed in and said there was no confirmation that the bridge piercing is permanent. Which is the most diplomatic way of saying nobody actually knows, and the ambiguity is probably intentional. Whether it is real or not, one thing is certain according to every fashion outlet that covered it. Triangle of death piercings are everywhere in 2026, and Alysa Liu wearing one at the AMAs, real or not, is the kind of endorsement that moves a trend from niche to mainstream overnight. The silver embellishments on her manicure that mimicked piercing jewelry completed the picture. Her hands, holding the award envelope for Best Rock Alternative Artist, were covered in silver details that echoed the bridge piercing. The whole look was a single coherent visual statement from head to fingertips. Dark. Silver. Layered. Unapologetically itself. Now let us talk about what she actually said on stage. Because the moment she presented the award for Best Rock Alternative Artist contained a quote that has not received nearly the attention it deserves. She stood at the podium. She looked at the audience of the 52nd American Music Awards, one of the most watched nights in music. And she said this before announcing the winner. Music plays an important role in my life as an athlete. It is how I connect and share my art with the audience. She called skating her art. Not her sport. Not her competition. Her art. And she said music is how she connects and shares that art with the audience. That framing, the skater as artist rather than athlete, is the most precise public articulation of why Alysa Liu's Olympic performances resonated the way they did. When she skated to Promise by Laufey at the Olympics, she was not executing a technical program. She was performing a specific emotional narrative that required both the skating and the music to exist as a single unified experience. She was not an athlete who happened to have a soundtrack. She was an artist who happened to use blades and ice as her medium. The Best Rock Alternative Artist category at the AMAs. Presented by a figure skater who said music is how I connect and share my art. The category winner was not disclosed in the coverage available, but the fact that she specifically chose to say what she said before announcing the winner tells you something about how she thinks about the relationship between sport and art and music that most athletes never articulate this clearly. Then there is the Stateside connection. The PinkPantheress and Zara Larsson song Stateside won an AMA on the same night Alysa Liu was presenting. And Stateside is the song Laufey used to tease the Madwoman music video collaboration, posting a TikTok of herself and Liu dancing to it before the full video announcement. The same song. At the same show. Where Liu was presenting. On the same night Laufey was on her tour of Asia following her Coachella performance. The connective tissue between Alysa Liu's world and the music world is now dense enough that these overlaps happen without anyone arranging them. Here is the Chrome Hearts context that the fashion coverage mostly skipped. Because Chrome Hearts is not just a brand. It is a specific cultural statement. And who wears Chrome Hearts and how they wear it matters in the fashion world in ways that straight-up luxury brands do not produce. Chrome Hearts was founded in 1988 by Richard Stark in Los Angeles. It started as a motorcycle accessories brand. Leather. Silver. Gothic crosses. The aesthetic of Los Angeles rock culture translated into jewelry and clothing. It became a streetwear brand before streetwear was a category. It became a luxury brand before luxury wanted to acknowledge streetwear. It sits now in the specific overlap between high fashion, street culture, rock music, and the kind of celebrity that does not ask permission from traditional fashion institutions. Lewis Hamilton wears it to Formula One pit lanes. Rihanna wears it. Bella Hadid wears it. The Chrome Hearts clientele is a specific and deliberate group of people who choose the brand because it reflects something about how they see themselves that other luxury brands cannot reflect. And now Alysa Liu wore it to the AMAs. Custom. Head to toe. With a bridge piercing and stacked Gothic rings and a wallet chain. Her brand portfolio at this point reads like the description of someone who has decided to occupy every cultural space simultaneously without asking any of them for permission. Nike. Louis Vuitton. Lucky Charms. Samsung. Gillette Venus. Chrome Hearts. From the most accessible breakfast cereal to the most exclusive Gothic luxury brand. From the world's biggest sports apparel company to the world's most prestigious fashion house. All of it coexisting. All of it genuine. None of it contradicting the others because all of it reflects different aspects of the same complete person. She said in the W magazine piece this week that unfortunately the things she likes to do are just going to make her famous. The Chrome Hearts AMA look is one of those things. She wore what she wanted to wear. She said what she wanted to say about music and art. She showed up with a bridge piercing that may or may not be permanent and let the internet argue about it for 48 hours. And the next morning Hypebeast had a fit check and E! News said she deserves gold, and the conversation about what Alysa Liu wore to an awards show generated more engagement than the awards themselves. She is going back to competitive skating in the fall. Coach Philip DeGuglielmo confirmed she will compete in the ISU Grand Prix season. She has not yet discussed specific program choices for the new season. She has not yet announced what music she will skate to next. But whoever she calls will have something new to work with. A skater who has been to the Met Gala and the AMAs and the Vanity Fair Oscars party and the Louvre and the iHeartRadio Awards in the past 4 months. A skater who has worn custom Louis Vuitton and custom Chrome Hearts and said music is how I connect and share my art. A skater who understands, after 116 days of being Alysa Liu at this scale, exactly what it means to bring an audience into her world through sound and movement. The next program will be different from the last one. Because she is different from the last one. Joy still fuels her. But the joy has more rooms in it now. More references. More experiences. More knowledge of what it feels like to stand in front of an audience at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas wearing Chrome Hearts and tell them that music is how she connects and shares her art. She will bring all of that onto the ice in the fall. And the program that comes out of it is going to be something no figure skating judge's score sheet was built to contain.